So this is Christmas, what have you done? Another year over, new one just begun. If you've ever seen any of the official published arrangements of this song for guitar, you'll know that there are a couple of thorny bits. There's, well, we're in the key of A, that's fine. We've got this E with that, and then there's like a sus2 thing, which is horrible. And later it's even worse. We get this E minor with a major 7 before going to the 9. I used to work for the publisher who had the rights to produce arrangements for the Beatles and Lennon and McCartney separately in Europe. And this arrangement used to come across my desk every so often, and I'd always wonder why it was so difficult. I've got a feeling, and I don't know, but I've got a feeling that the original kind of mandolin melody that's played behind the vocal part has just over the years kind of been shoehorned into guitar chord shapes for this, and it could be a lot easier. So I don't know, honestly I don't know, I'm just putting it out there, whether anybody on the original recording played just what you're being asked to play in the standard guitar arrangements for this. I'm not sure. I've had a listen several times. I've scoured and asked people. I really don't know. But for me, it just seems a bit more sensible to play this with a capo on the 2nd fret as if in G, and then there are no stretches. All right, rant over. Play this as you like, but I'm playing this with a capo on the 2nd fret, and it should render everything a little bit more accessible without losing any of the kind of character and that mandolin melody and all the rest of it that's so important for making this great song tick properly. All right, with that said, 8 bars of verse, and in each bar we have a single chord with variations. We're going to look at the arrangement of these chords without variations first of all. Then there's a little 4-bar chorus tacked on the end. That all plays 3 times through. Then we have a little bit of outro, and that's it. So for now, in G, so this is Christmas, G, and then A minor. What have you done? Then we get D, another year over, new one just begun. Get back to G, it's going to get too high, so I'm going to go down the octave. And so this is Christmas, C. I hope you have fun, D minor. The near and the dear ones, back to G. The old and the young. That's it. That's back to C. Oh, let's carry on just with the chorus for now. A very Merry Christmas, F for a bar, and a Happy New Year. Let's hope it's that's G, and then 2 beats each of D and F, D minor and F. Good one, F, without any fear. And to go back to the beginning, which begins on a G, we want a D or a D7. And D, da, D, D, D. And then we're back to the start. So that's the way it works. In terms of the timing, the strumming pattern and so on, we've got 4 beats to the bar, but each one is split into 3. We call that 12/8. So we get 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Like this. And you can hear that each beat is split into 3. So I'm playing each beat with 3 down strums, 1 and a. And the first of each 3 is played, I'm focusing on the bass there. And then the other 2 are very light, so there's a boom, ching, ching, a boom, ching, ching, almost like a waltz, really. But the last thing I want to do is to be stiff like this, which really would be a waltz. If I'm a little bit loose with my strumming here, I'm going to catch the strings on the way back up, perhaps with my thumb. So in fact, you'll see there that for each beat, we've got a maximum of 6 strums. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, daka, 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 and up to speed. so that's the strumming out of the way. Let's look at these chords. And as I say, for the first 8 bars, we've got a chord per bar, and each one has these little variations. And we want to follow the mandolin melody. Na, da, da, da. For the G, we get this. Now I'm playing G this way. I always play G this way, not with the first finger here. And in fact, in this case, I'm going to need my first and second fingers. And it doesn't really help me to have the 5th string, so I'm taking that out of circulation by just muting with the underside of my 3rd finger there. I'm going to play G for a beat. Then I've got a note on the 2nd fret of the 3rd string, that's my G sus2. And then G sus4 with a note on the 1st fret of the 2nd string before coming back to G. So this is Christmas, what have you? There's quite a lot of repetition here. We're going to see that G 2 or 3 times. Then to get to A minor, the first beat, na, 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 na. We've got the A minor, A sus2, so I'm just going to take that first finger away. Little finger on the 3rd fret of the 2nd string for the A sus4, and then back to A minor. It's fairly indistinguishable, I can't say that word, from the original at this point. Then we get to D. Now, D begins with the sus4, so standard D, and my little finger's going to be on the 3rd fret of the top string, then off, like Annie's song, that kind of a thing, and then opening up the top string and back on. You know, and with your strumming, if you're careful to, when you play the bassy parts and when you play the more trebly bits, you can really help to bring out the melody just with your strumming. And then back to the G. Okay, so that's the G, A minor, D, G, done. Then we've got the same thing again on C. And this time, na, da, da, da. So it's a C. I'm playing the sus2. I shouldn't really have an E in this chord, but you know, I don't care. Should just be Ds. But I'm just going to be bringing the little finger down onto the 3rd fret of the 2nd string. Now for the sus4, I need that F there. And again, I don't really want an E here on the 2nd fret of the 4th string. That's going to clash really nastily. So I'm going to just move that 3rd finger again like I did for the G and just take that out of circulation. Okay, and I'm going to bar across that with the 1st finger at the 1st fret, just across the 2nd and 1st strings, and then it's back to a standard C. Okay. Then we've got, and now it's just everything repeats. The last one that we haven't had yet is this D minor, and on the original recording, this is like the E minor, or the original arrangement with all this stuff. That's hard to do, but with the capo here, we can do D minor. Then I'm going to bring that 3rd finger down to the 2nd fret of the 2nd string for D minor major 7. Return it, but move the 1st finger off the top string to make an open top string there for D minor, add 9, and then back again. Okay, now just a couple more. We've got the G again and the C again, but for the G, na, we begin on the sus4. Okay, and then it's the 2, the C, sus2 rather, to sus4, and back to C. And that's it. So we've got G, A minor, D, sus4 to D, sus2 to D, and back to the G. Now on C, D minor, G this time starting with the sus4, to C. A very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Let's hope it's a good one. And into the 2nd verse, and that really is it. 3 times through, And then the final time. War is over. If you want it, war is over now. Okay, excuse my singing there at the end, but that's how it finishes, and that's it. So 3 times through the whole thing, and actually the first 4 bars, the G, the A minor, the D, and back to G with our little sus2s and sus4s and stuff, and that's it. So it remains for me to give you a little playthrough of this, and then I'll have the backing track on its own so you can do it your way. That was a bit of a rush. I hope you got everything down. I did the whole thing in 1 take, so well done me. Thanks for watching. See you on the next one. 2, 3. That's it. Merry Christmas.